Hello, 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 everybody. Give yourselves a hand, everybody. We're here. JuiceCon 2018. You guys have a glow to you. I see you drink juice. From the inside out, the glow is coming from the inside out. It's full in here, as you can see. I hate that people paid for tickets and don't get seats. So please, everybody, try to accommodate the people that are coming late here. So, yeah, there's still a few seats here, and extra bathrooms. Charlie already mentioned it for people that are just coming now. Bathrooms next door at the Ale House and across the street where you see the JuiceCon sign. Go downstairs in the basement to the break-off room and hang a right. There's more bathrooms there. There's bathrooms here, and we got juice, tons of it in the fridge, in the truck in the back. Got coffee. Thank you to Groundworks Coffee for bringing the coffee. Thank you for all the sponsors, and thank you for the other juice companies that have brought some product as well today. I will not hold this up too much longer. I'll let Charlie come up here. This is the president of Goodnature, guys. Charlie Wettlaufer, the man who put this on. This was a concept about 8-9 months ago that we talked about. He called us, myself and my wife, Cassandra. I'm Andrew. We have a juice company here called Little West. It used to be Clover. And Charlie said, look, I have this idea. And here we are today, from inception to now. And we couldn't have done it without you guys. So thank you so, so much, guys. It's a great community. We have a really, really strong community here. And we have to learn from each other, and we have to help each other, and we have to grow together, because we're fighting the FDA, we're fighting, consumers, confusion, and this is a way for us to be transparent in what we do. So, without further ado, please welcome Charlie Wettlaufer, the man himself.
All right. Wow. My heart is racing right now. I can't believe everyone's here. I almost really can't believe it. Thank you so much for believing in this first year, for believing in Goodnature and our family business. It's amazing. So when I first was ready to announce this, I got really nervous, and I called our event planner, Tony. I'm like, do you think we can hold off on paying any deposits on any of the venues or anything? What if we don't sell any tickets? And he's like, don't worry about it. Everyone feels that way, and then, so we announced it, and I told my team, if we can just get to 30 tickets, then at least there'll be enough people in the audience. It won't feel like a total waste of time, for the speakers. And we got to 30, and then we got to 50, and then I said, okay, all right. If we can get to 100 tickets, which I don't think we will, but if we do, then this is something there's some real interest in, and we could probably do again next year, Then we got to 100, and then 150. And I'm excited to say that today here in this room, we have about 220 of the most passionate juicepreneurs in the world. Yeah. We have people visiting from 14 countries today. We have people from faraway places like New Zealand. Where's New Zealand? Nigeria. Where's Nigeria? Here we go, Nigeria. Saudi Arabia. Here we go, Saudi Arabia. We have, people from Europe and Mexico and Canada and everywhere. This is awesome. Oh, Japan? Where's my Japan friends? Mushi mushi. Hi. Brazil. I know we have Honduras. I remember Honduras. There we go, Honduras. And actually, so we did have, unfortunately, one of our speakers today had to cancel because she's from Thousand Oaks, is going through kind of a tragedy right now. So later today, I was thinking maybe we do kind of an impromptu panel discussion where some of the international people can come up and talk about what juicing looks like in their countries. I think it might be a cool opportunity to do that. So if you're visiting from another country, come find me during the event. That talk will be later this afternoon, so we can maybe get some people up here and have a good talk. So about 70% of us here today own or operate an existing juice business. And about 30% of us are here just to learn about this industry before we take the plunge. And I think if you ask people that have been through it, they'll say they wish they had a JuiceCon to go to when they started. So before we get started here, there's some people I'd like to thank. First of all, we couldn't have done it without our sponsors. Thank you so much. This is only possible because of you, especially our premier sponsor, Organic Health, which is an awesome company from San Diego that's been making raw juice and health food since about 2013. The founder, my friend Hannah, will be on stage to speak tomorrow, so thank you so much. All right, slide. Sorry, I'll take the clicker. Thanks. All right, so I'd like to give you a little background about my family in this business. The guy in this picture is our dad, Dale Wettlaufer. Is he here yet? No? Okay. He will be here at some point. But he is an engineer with a master's in physics. And after he graduated college, he was working for a company that designs and manufactures equipment for the aerospace industry. And one day he had a change of heart. He thought he didn't feel right about building equipment for the military. So he quit to follow his passion of inventing and moved to a cabin in the woods, literally, where he was allowed to live rent-free as long as he didn't burn the place down. My brother and sister are laughing. I'll tell you why in a second. So this is a picture of one of his first inventions, which he called the road cider, because it was a cider press that local apple farmers in upstate New York could use to make raw apple cider and sell it on the side of the road. And funny story, he did accidentally burn the cabin down while he was working on some of his inventions. So this picture pretty much sums up my childhood. There's me standing on a table near a prototype of a juicer our dad was working on. And that little guy down in the corner there is my brother Eric, who is sitting here. He's CEO of Goodnature. He was going to speak today, but he actually woke up with no voice today. So the industry back then was very different than it is now. There were some early juice bars, most notably probably Beverly Hills Juice Club here in Los Angeles. A little bit later, there was Liquiteria in New York. There were some early wholesale brands. Odwalla and Naked back then were actually raw cold-pressed juice before they started pasteurizing. And although there were thousands of people that knew about juice and lived by the health benefits of it, it was still a very niche market and by no means mainstream like it is today. Fast forward to 2010. This is when a documentary film was released that, in my opinion, changed the course of juicing forever. In this film, we follow Joe Cross as he goes on an extended juice cleanse. In the beginning of the film, he's obese, suffering from a rare autoimmune disease. And 60 days later, after drinking only juice, he's healthy, glowing off all of his medications and steroids he was taking. We truly got to witness a transformation. This fueled what I call the juice boom of 2012 to 2014. So this is when juicing became trendy. There were celebrities doing juice cleanses and talking about it in the media. You'd see pictures like this of celebrities carrying bags of juice. There are brands like Press Juicery and Moon Juice on the West Coast, Organic Avenue and Blueprint on the East Coast. They took juice and turned it into a fashionable, sexy thing. Here's a little marketing tip for you. Hang outside of places where you know celebrities hang out. Hand them a brightly colored bag with your logo on it and take their picture. There were headlines in worldwide publications around this time. Juice cleansing goes mainstream was written in the Wall Street Journal. A celebrity trend gone wild in Forbes. Big investors get into juice hoping to squeeze profits. CNBC.com, they're reporting on juice companies being acquired for tens of millions of dollars. So Goodnature really had to struggle to keep up with the industry then. We were selling cold press machines to all these companies, and my sister Paige was sitting here today. She was in charge of sales for the X1 machine, which is our most popular juicer. We went from selling maybe 1 or 2 a week to, during this time, our busiest week, I think we sold about 30 in a week, to 30 new juice companies that were opening that week. And people were calling, and they had questions not only about the equipment, but how do we open a juice business? How do we develop new recipes? Should we use plastic or glass bottles? Where do we buy bottles? And we didn't really have those answers. So in 2014, I started the commercial juicing blog at Goodnature, where I researched and talked to juicepreneurs like yourselves and wrote articles that answered a lot of these questions and more. In this picture, that's a picture of my brother, Eric, putting the finishing touches on a giant juice press for Evolution Fresh. Wow. It's a big one, yeah. So currently, the industry is much larger than it used to be. There are thousands of juice bar brands worldwide. We sell equipment to over 70 countries now. Press Juicery is still doing well. They're up to almost 200 locations. Clean Juice, which is one of my favorites. They make raw cold pressed juice in every store. Popular wholesale brands now, like Suja and Evolution Fresh, are doing great. So the industry now, although juicing is generally less in the spotlight, there are actually more people drinking juice today than ever before. And I have a beautiful chart I want to show you. So this is Google search data for the term cold pressed juice. And you can see in the chart that, that it is more popular today than it ever has been, even during the juice boom of 2012 to 2014. So how do we keep the industry growing? And this kind of brings me to why we're all here today. There are still literally billions of people in this world that have never tasted real cold pressed juice. And you know what it's like when someone walks in your juice bar or your company for the first time and they've never had green juice before. They're pretty sure they won't like it. And they taste it and their eyes light up. They're like, wow, this is pretty good, And so how we're going to keep this industry growing is we need to work together and help each other out. Instead of 1,000 juicepreneurs starting 1,000 different companies and all figuring out problems all on their own, taking them years to learn the lessons, meanwhile, 1,000 other places, 1,000 other people are learning the same lessons. It could be tempting to think as a juice business owner, like, well, I worked so hard to learn this on my own. Why should I help out a competitor? And that's a normal thought. We're in business, which is competitive in nature. But if you think about the effect of helping someone else out, like say you had a problem in your business, it took you a long time to figure out, and you finally figured it out, and someone from a juice bar in the neighboring town comes to you one day and they're like, look, I'm having this problem. I don't know how to, maybe my carrot juice is turning brown too quickly or something, and you give them a tip that helps them out. And they use that tip to grow their business and turn 100 new people onto juice that year that have never tasted juice before. And they turn their friends onto juice, and they turn their friends onto juice. And now in your area, a couple years later, there are thousands of new people drinking juice that have never had juice before. So some people buy from a competitor, some people buy from you, but in general, the industry's growing. So that's why we're here this weekend. I hope that while we're here, we'll be as helpful as we can to each other. And when we leave after this weekend's over, we'll carry the spirit of JuiceCon with us. All right? That's what I got. So, coming next on stage is someone that has been in the juice industry before juicing was cool. He founded Naked Juice in the 1980s, which was later acquired by PepsiCo. And then a few years later went on to found the company Evolution Fresh, which was later acquired by Starbucks. Hey, my dad's here. The inventor of the commercial cold press, right here.